This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. Good morning to all. So good morning to the our resource person, Dr. J. Somashekar Garu, and good morning to all the participants. Good morning to the faculty from CSC and from various from other departments. So this is an introduction to the resource person. So Dr. J. Somashekar received a PhD degree in computer science and engineering from JNTU Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh in 2017 and MTech degree from the National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Surathkal in 2010. He is currently working as a professor and HOD at CSC Department, Gopalan College of Engineering and Management, Bangalore. He is an active resource person and has completed 28 AICT FDPs, AICT STTPs, Atal FDPs, IST FDPs, national webinar as a resource person, speaker across India. He got all India rank of 43 in the GATE exam with 98.4 percentile. He has more than 13 years of experience in teaching and 6 years of experience in research. Besides, he is a GATE exam trainer since 2011. He has published 18 research articles in leading journals, SCA and Scopus Index, conference proceedings, and 2 international textbook chapters. He is having 143 citations with an H-index 6 for his research publications. He is the reviewer for reputed international journals, Scopus, and international conferences, and session chair for 3 international conferences, and guest editor for 2 journals, SI. He also received Innovative Collaborative Researcher Award in Medical Imaging for research collaboration with Dr. Ching Hao Lai, Director ITRI, Taiwan, by WRC in association with the United Medical Council. He has conducted various FDPs, STTPs, SDPs, conferences, workshops, and national webinars as a convener and coordinator. His current research interests include image processing, machine learning, big data analytics, and machine learning for cybersecurity. Thank you, sir. And the session is handed over to the resource person.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for introduction, sir. Sir, can you make me as a presenter?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Presentation right is given, sir.
Yeah, fine. Thank you, sir. So are you able to see full screen, sir, slideshow?
Sir.
Yeah, fine. Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah. So good morning to all. So today my topic is artificial intelligence in online movie product recommendation system and research directions. So before going to the agenda of today's session, just we will see what is the significance of this recommendation system in the real life. After that, we will move to the today's session outline or agenda. I think if you see this image, you can see the slide here. So 1 second, I'm using pen. Yeah. So every day we are being influenced with these websites. If we take YouTube or Netflix or maybe let us assume Facebook or maybe OTT channels like Sun Next or Aha Telugu channel, we have OTT platform, and maybe Amazon, Disney Plus. So every day we used to get recommendations from these websites. Whenever if you go Facebook, you used to see, so this friend is suggested to you, or whenever if you go to the Amazon Prime or maybe Netflix or maybe Sun Next, you used to find, so this movie is recommending for you. Like that, every day our lives being influenced with these recommendation algorithms, and based on that we are selecting the movie or maybe item, and based on that we are happy as a customer satisfaction. At the same time, the website owners like e-commerce owners or maybe streaming owners, streaming services like YouTube, Netflix, these people also getting huge benefit. So that's why, so recommendation system plays a vital role in our lives, day-to-day life, as well as, so these owners also getting huge benefits. And let us see value of recommendation. If we see here Amazon, so 35% of the Amazon revenue generated because of recommendation engine. For example, if you take Amazon, if you open your Amazon, let us assume your login credentials, you will get, so some textbook is recommending for you, or maybe some t-shirt is recommending for you, or maybe some other product is recommending for you. Like that, you used to get recommendations, and based on that you can give order. That's your wish. Maybe you can give order, maybe you can reject that recommendation. But because of this 35% of the income, it leads to around $90 billion. So these Amazon people are getting income or revenue because of this recommendation. Or you can see Netflix also, 75% of the users select movies based on the Netflix recommendations. I think everyone knows Netflix, Amazon Prime, and AHA OTT or Sun Next. We have even Disney Plus, so many OTT platforms we have nowadays. Because of COVID, we are purely depends on these OTT platforms to watch the latest movies. So that's why most of the users are choosing or selecting movies from these OTT channels. If you are not selecting, also automatically you are getting recommendations, and based on that you are watching the movies. So because of that reason, customers also happy, and without any efforts we can watch the movies, because no need to search. At the same time, so the e-commerce or streaming services owners also getting huge revenue. And few more value of recommendation here you can see. So sorry, yeah, so few more recommendations. You can see YouTube, 60% of the clicks on the home screen are on the recommendations. Whenever if you open YouTube, so you we will get recommendation. So recommendation of some XYZ movie, or recommendation of some XYZ video, like that. We used to click that, and we can watch that video. That means based on the statistics, 60% of the clicks on the home screen of the YouTube based on the recommendation only. So now you can imagine how much revenue they are getting. And if you take Google Play, 40% of the app installs comes from the recommendations only, because some of the apps names we don't know, but we are getting recommendation. Because of that reason, we can find, okay, this app is available, and immediately we'll download. So that's why 40% of the apps based on the recommendation only users are downloading. So you can imagine how much revenue generating because of this recommendation. So with this brief value of recommendations, now we will move to the agenda of today's session, and based on that I will go for one by one. I think now at least you can find the significance of this recommendation, how much impact created on the generating revenue. At the same time, customers also, we are getting huge benefits like satisfaction, and without searching all the items or products or movies, directly we can watch or we can order the items or products directly. Now we will move to the agenda of today's session. First, we will see introduction of machine learning, because machine learning is subset of artificial intelligence. So machine learning, NLP, natural language processing, and deep learning, all those things are subset of artificial intelligence. So we are going to use machine learning algorithms or models, by using which how we are going to recommend products or movies to the users or customers. So I don't want to take much time on introduction of ML because it's a huge topic. Just I will go for briefly 2-3 slides. After that, directly we will move to the recommendation system. What is recommendation system, and what are the types of recommendation system, and what are the models which are available to recommend items to the customers. I will explain in depth intuition also, not only just like theoretical part. I will give mathematical formulas and how we are going to apply for recommendation data set, like movie data set or maybe any other data set. Based on that, how we are getting recommendations. And also we will see PCC method and probabilistic model for recommendation system, and one more, cosine similarity for recommendation system. So I'm going to explain 3 models. One is PCC model, and one is probabilistic model, and one is CS model. Of course, still we have so many models are available for recommendation system, but we can focus on these 3 models because we have only time is very less. And based on that, how we are going to get recommendation from the engine or recommendation engine. And we will see small quiz. So after completing each method, just for interaction, I will give small quiz. You can only answer easily whether we are going to recommend items to the customer or not, whether engine will recommend items to the customer or not. So that's very interesting quiz that we will see later. and last resources for recommendation system, and also I will show some of the research directions also. So whatever methods I am going to explain, same methods how we are going to apply for other applications. For example, cyber security, there we have cyber terrorism, there we have spam detection, how we have to classify the mail is spam or ham. So by using probabilistic model, what we are going to apply for recommendation, same thing copy paste how to apply for that application. Cyber security for cyber terrorism, there how to classify the mail is spam or not. At the same time, every day we used to check, especially research scholars or maybe faculty members, whenever we used to submit paper to the journal, we used to go for plagiarism check. So what is exactly happening behind? So by using a cosine similarity or PCC method, how we are going to apply for plagiarism software. So just I will show that research direction. And also for healthcare, how we are going to apply PCC or PM method for healthcare domain. All those research directions I will give, and based on your interest, if you want to do paper or if you want to do research, you can go ahead with. But I will explain all the models for recommendation system, and same models how we are going to apply for other applications also. So that's very quite interesting. So you can see all those things in this today's session. So with this agenda, we will move to the first introduction of ML. So let us assume whenever if we take human, so we have to learn based on the experience. If you take here, you can take a human, we can learn based on the experience. But what about mission? How mission will learn? Of course, mission also learn based on the data with instructions. So that's why here data plays a vital role. So always whenever if we take a mission, it will learn from the data, because now we are facing big data era. So every organization if we take, we have used data. Because of that reason, big data analytics, machine learning, data science, all those things comes to the picture. So that's why mission will learn automatically from the data, and that means it will extract the insights of the data, and based on that it will make a model, and based on that it will go for prediction or forecast. So that's why data is a fuel that drives the machine learning algorithms or engine. Always data plays a very vital role. If you don't have data, no use of applying machine learning algorithms. That's why data plays a vital role here. So that's why simple definition of machine learning is a tool to extract knowledge or pattern from the data. We have to extract the pattern from the data. After that, we can go for prediction or forecasting of the data. It will look for most of the time insights of the data. So based on that, we can go for prediction or forecasting. So now what is the difference between traditional programming and machine learning? Whenever if I go for traditional programming, let us assume if we take C programming, so let us assume I have to find sum of two numbers C equal to A plus B. So here what we have to do, we have to give input for A, B, let us assume 5, 4, these are the inputs. So after that you will get output as, let us assume here 5 plus 4 means 9. That means here we have data. What is the data we are giving input, and we have to write program for sum of two numbers, and after compilation you will get output. This output is nothing but 9. So this is the traditional programming. If we take C, C++, Java program, or maybe .NET, etc., Python, so we have to give input. After that it will generate, it will compile. After that finally will get output. 9 is the output. But that means here data as well as program as input to the computer system. Based on that we'll get output. But when you come to the machine learning tool, what happens here, we have to give data as well as output. What does it mean? So for example, we have a futures. Let us assume we have a data set looks like this. So x1, x2, let us assume x3. So these are the futures of the data, and this is nothing but label. Let us assume L is a label. X1, X2, X3, and L is a label, or we can call it as a class, output class. So we have futures. Let us assume here. So what are the futures of, let us assume COVID-19 fever, let us assume cough, maybe let us assume headache. Now the result is positive. One means positive. Let us assume leg pain, let us assume hand pain, let us assume some other future, let us assume BP. So the future is, so the label is 0. That means the class is 0. So this is the data set. I am assuming this is the synthetic data set, and x1, x2, x3 are nothing but future vector, or we can call it as a futures, or we can call it as a sample points, and class or label is nothing but output. 1 means COVID positive, 0 means COVID negative. So here what we have to do is, we have to give this data x1, x2, x3 as a input, as well as output also. Output means this 1, 0, this labels also we have to give. After that it will make a program. Program is nothing but model, and based on that we can make a new prediction. Suppose a new patient come to the hospital for checking whether the person having COVID-19 or not. Suppose he's having futures, let us assume So fever, let us assume cough, maybe some more other feature, we can classify immediately is having COVID-19 positive. So that means based on the training of the data, after that we have to make a model, so then we can predict the future value. That means here what is the difference? We are giving input as a data as well as output also we are giving, and based on that it will make a model or program, then we can predict the future values. So this is the difference between traditional programming and machine learning. Now in entire machine learning we are talking about data. We have a data set and we have to give for training. After training we have to make a model, then we have to give new data for testing or maybe forecasting, prediction of the label or class. Now we can see these are the applications of machine learning. We have so many applications. That's why nowadays we are running about machine learning era, maybe data science, deep learning, all those things. So we have stock market trading, medical diagnosis. Just now I gave example of COVID, maybe brain tumor detection, like that. We have so many medical applications and automatic language translation and image recognition, how to classify the image is cat or dog, like this, speech recognition and traffic prediction, product recommendation. We are focusing on today's session is product recommendation and self-driving cars, email spam detection, cyber security application. Like that, we have so many applications, but today's session we are focusing on product recommendation. How the recommendation engine will recommend products or movies to the customers or users. So that we are going to discuss in detail in today's session. It's very interesting topic, and it's very every day we are getting recommendations from these e-commerce and streaming services websites also, and we will see what is the mathematical models, and I will explain with data set. If we take one data set and how the engine will recommend items to the customers or users, all those things we'll discuss in detail in this recommendation system. So with this introduction, I will move to the directly recommendation system. So machine learning introduction only will take 2-3 hours. I don't want to take that much. So just I gave definition of machine learning, difference between machine learning and traditional programming with applications, and we are focusing more on product recommendations. Now we will move to the directly recommendation engine or recommendation system or recommender system. So you can see here everywhere, if we take, let us assume Amazon, product recommendation websites or e-commerce website or mobile recommendation or movie recommendation or Netflix OTT platforms. So like that we have recommendation from these websites or streaming services. Now we're coming to the definition of recommendation system. So it's very simple. Recommendation system is an information filtering system. So what it will do, so these are the items available in the database. Let us assume these are the items are available in the database, and this is my interest. So now what happens, so these will filter automatically, and whichever matching to my interest partially at least, so I will get recommendation these item. That's why we can call it as a recommendation system is nothing but a filtering system, and based on the interest of the customer it will recommend items or movies to the customer automatically, so by using some of the mathematical models. So that's why recommendation system is nothing but filtering system. Now why it comes to the feature, now we are running about big data, because everywhere if we take organizations we have used data, or maybe let us assume if you go to the supermarket or maybe shopping mall, if I want to purchase one shirt or pant, maybe suitable shirt or pant, maybe some textbook, we have to search all the racks. If you go to the shop for taking one data structure textbook, I have to search all the racks where is data structure textbook is available. After that I can find somewhere available. After that I have to purchase. It is a lengthy process. Instead of that, if you go to the online website, just if we search, within seconds we can find and immediately we can give order. Next time we'll get automatically recommendation. So because of that reason, we can go for recommendation system. That's why big data is very important here. So because of that reason, recommendation system comes to the picture, and we are using every day because of this recommendation of items to the customers. Now we can see here, these are the recommendation system applications like music and movies, books, clothes, and jobs, TV. Even jobs also used to get recommendation. So based on your profile, automatically you get recommendation. This company is looking for this job. Maybe you are interesting, if you can apply. Like that, based on the profile, you will get automatically recommendation. Supermarket, like that, we have so many applications because of this recommendation system. Now we will come to the main concept and what are the types of recommendation system, and we will see one by one how we are going to apply mathematical models to the recommendation system. So first one is popularity based recommendation system. this is automatically will get recommendation. For example, let us assume this month one movie released that is very popular. Let us assume Bahubali. So that Bahubali movie is very popular. Automatically you will get recommendation. So no need to worry about your past history or maybe based on your rating. No need to worry. Automatically you will get recommendation based on the popularity based. So whichever, suppose if some textbook came to the market, maybe that is very popular, then automatically will get recommendation of that textbook. Or maybe some product released into the market and that is very popular, then automatically will get recommendation. So that's why first one is popularity based recommendation, and next one is collaborative filtering and content based filtering. These I'll explain in detail next slide. So we are focusing more on collaborative filtering, what are the mathematical models and how we are going to apply for data set, and based on that how to predict the rating and how we are going to recommend finally items to the customers. So these two I'll explain in detail now, collaborative filtering followed by content based filtering. Now let us assume collaborative filtering. So what is collaborative filtering and what is the difference between content based filtering? So let us assume we have two users. So let us assume we have, so we have two users. Let us assume capital A and capital B. These are the two users, and both watched the movies like Crack, one Telugu movie, and let us assume KGF chapter 1. So these are the two users. Both watched the movies Crack and KGF, which indicates that so there is a similarity between these two years, because both watched same movie. I mean same category movies, Crack, both, let us assume both are action movies, Crack and KGF. So which indicates that there is a similarity between both users. Now what happens? So let us assume Jati Ratnalu released, then she is watched this movie. Then what happens? Because of similarity, so this Jati Ratnalu will automatically recommend to this user. So now what happens? You can see here. So Jati Ratnalu is automatically recommended to this one more user, that is called B. So this is the similarity between two users. Based on that, the movie will automatically recommend to the other user, that is B. So that is called collaborative filtering. Collaborative filtering purely based on the similarity of the users, and based on that automatically it will recommend movie to the other users. So here, because A, B are both similar users, because both watched Crack and KGF, and Jati Ratnalu watched by A user, and automatically this movie is recommended to B. Whether he will watch or not, that is other issue, but the engine will automatically recommend Jati Ratnalu to your user B. So this is the collaborative filtering. Now what is the mathematical model, how it will happen, all those things we will see by taking a data set, and we will make some model also. Now what about next one, content based filtering? So collaborative filtering is clear. So it looks for similarity between the users, and based on that it will recommend movies or products or items to the customers. When you come to the content based movie filtering, let us assume we have only one user here. We don't have any similarity or any comparison with other user. We have one user. So let us assume he watched Pelli Choopulu and Jati Ratnalu. So let us assume both, I am assuming comedy genre, comedy category. So what happens? Pelli Choopulu also comedy movie and Jati Ratnalu also comedy movie. Now let us assume what happens. So these are the three movies released in the OTT channel. Let us assume these are the three movies released in the OTT channel, because he already watched these movies, and Rang De, Vakil Saab and Crack. These are the three movies came to the OTT channel. Now which movie it will recommend to the user? Now we can observe that Rang De, Vakil Saab, Crack. Vakil Saab, Crack related to the action genre, maybe some other genre, but not comedy genre. Rang De is similar to previous two movies, that is comedy genre. Obviously Rang De will recommend to this user. Now let's see here. So automatically Rang De will recommend to the user because of similar movie genre. So Pelli Choopulu and Rang De is similar movie genre. Because of that reason, automatically it will recommend to user. This is called content based filtering. So based on the content or based on the user past activity or profile, automatically movies or items will recommend to the customer. So for example, let us assume I purchased, let us assume C textbook, maybe C++ textbook. I already gave order, I got. Now new textbooks are released into the market. One is thermodynamics, let us assume. One is Java. So these are the two textbooks released into the market. Automatically I'll get recommendation of Java, because C++, Java belongs to the programming language category. Because of that reason, I will get Java textbook recommendation. So this is the content based filtering. Content based filtering purely based on the user past activity or past history of the profile. Based on that we'll get recommendation. Whereas if you take collaborative filtering, it will recommend purely based on the similarity between the users. So I think these are the two types understood clearly. Now we are going to to focus on collaborative filtering. How we are going to apply collaborative filtering to the given data set. It may be movie data set or any product recommendation data set, and based on that, how we are going to predict the rating and how we are going to recommend to the users. I think these are the two methods I think understood clearly. What are the types of recommendation system? Popularity based, content based, and collaborative based. And in our section, we are going to focus on collaborative filtering. Now coming to the data set, so if you are looking for data set, you can go to this one, group lens. There we can find movie data set. So I will show movie data set also. There we have movie name and ID, rating given by their customers, all those things available. If anyone wants to implement or anyone wants to do research, you can go to this website, group lens. There we can find different data sets. All are benchmark data sets, and based on that we can apply for your research. So this is the sample slide I took, because we have so many records are there, but I took only few samples. So you can see here user ID and movie ID, rating, timestamp. Of course, this is not required for our applying for models. So we required user ID or username, movie ID, and rating given by the users, because whenever if you purchase some item or maybe if you go watch some movie, immediately you'll get message, please rate the movie or maybe item. So that is nothing but rating. Here I'm taking rating scale from 1 to 5. So 1 is the very poor, like that. So 1 to 5 is my rating. So this is my scale, 1 to 5 closed interval, 1 included, 5 included. Maybe some people are taking 1 to 10 also rating scale, but in my entire scope or entire section, I'm going to take rating scale from 1 to 5. Now, even first we have to do data processing. We know what is the data set. We have a data set, user ID, movie ID, and rating. Now, what is the first step? We have to pre-process, because directly I can't apply like this to the model or maybe a program. That's why first we have to pre-process. What is the pre-processing step? So we have to make the given ratings or whatever it may be data set we have to convert into utility matrix. That is the pre-processing step. So now we can see here. So this is called utility matrix or user item matrix. We have user IDs, user 1, user 2, or items we have, ratings we have. Just we have to make a utility matrix. So rows are nothing but users, columns are nothing but items or movies, depends on the application. Now user 1, for example, if you take user 1 for item 1, rating is 5. So just we have to write 5. So user 1 not given rating for rest of the items. That's why these are all empty. So that means maybe he did not purchase these items. So next, user 2, item 1 rating is 4. Similarly, user 2, item 2 rating is 4. Like that, we have to make a rating matrix, or we can call it as a utility matrix. So this is the pre-processing step, because whatever data set we have to convert into utility matrix, and followed by further prediction and recommendation. I think this is understood clearly. Utility matrix and rating scale, I'm assuming 1 to 5. Now sometimes we have stars also. We used to give rating like a single star, 2 stars also. So that's why like this also sometimes we have utility matrix. In that case, we have to convert 1 star means 1, 2 star means 2, 3 star means 3. Like that we have to convert numerical values. Let us assume. So we have customers C1, C2 and R1, R2. Let us assume ratings given to the items or movies. So 3, 1, 2 like this. So this is also possible sometimes, depends on the star rating. Now we will see. Now we know what is data set and what is the pre-processing. Pre-processing means convert the given data set into utility matrix, that is called user item rating matrix. After that, we are going to apply mathematical models. By using that, how we are going to predict the models. So let us assume we have 3 methods. One method is PCC, that is called Pearson correlation coefficient, and next one is probabilistic model, and next one is cosine similarity. So by using these 3 models, we are going to find the prediction of rating, and based on that we will see how the movies or products are recommending to the customers. So here the main aim is, the main objective is, so here you can see we have empty cells. So these empty cells prediction we have to find. That means this rating prediction we have to find, and based on that we have to see whether we are going to recommend item to the customer or not. For example, here this is empty, this rating prediction is 5, then we can say this item is recommending to customer 1, or maybe this rating is 4, let us assume. So we are going to recommend this item to C1, or maybe this rating is 1, then we are not going to recommend this item to this customer. So that is our objective. The main objective is, our aim is to find the rating prediction followed by recommendation. So that is our entire objective for entire section. But how to find this rating prediction and how we are going to recommend? Now we will see first method. Pearson correlation coefficient, or we can call it as a PCC method for recommender engine. So in statistics, we studied one simple formula that is called correlation coefficient between two random variables. So that is the basic idea. By using that, how we are going to find the similarity between two users, because we are focusing on collaborative filtering. There we are looking for similarity between users, and based on that we are going to recommend the items or not. So that's why we are using correlation coefficient between two users, and after that we are going to find the rating prediction. So this is the formula what we studied in lower classes. So we have a random variables x and y, and the correlation coefficient between two random variables x and y. So x will take x1, x2, so on, x and random sample values or random variable values, and here let us assume y1, y2, so on, yn. So these are the values of the random variable x, and these are the values of random variable y. Now we have to find correlation between these two random variables. So correlation indicates so how much there is a dependency between two quantitative variables. For example, if we take price and demand, whenever demand increases, price also increases. Whenever demand decreases, price also decreases. That's why price and demand are correlated. There is a relationship between these two variables. Suppose if we take let us assume so income of college and rainfall. So there is no correlation, because income of college does not depends on rainfall. So that's why we can say both are uncorrelated. So here we are looking for relation between two users or similarity between two users. That's why we are going to apply correlation coefficient between two random variables. So here you can see the standard formula what we studied in statistics. So correlation coefficient standard formula is, so covariance of numerator is covariance of xy divided by, so standard deviation of x, that is called square root of variance of x and square root of variance of y. So this is the standard formula what we studied in statistics. Same thing we are going to apply here. Correlation coefficient of xi, numerator is nothing but covariance of xy summation xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar, and this is standard deviation of x, this is standard deviation of y. So this formula we are going to apply for similarity between two users, and based on that we are going to predict the rating of the user. Now let us assume how we are going to convert correlation formula for similarity. So let us assume I am assuming A comma B are two users or two customers. A is one customer, B is one customer or users. We have to find correlation between two users. Let us assume A comma B, and this is the covariance of A comma B, and this is standard deviation of A comma B. This is standard deviation of B. So after evaluating, we are going to look for similarity between two users. So whatever formula I given in the previous slide, same formula we are going to apply for similarity between two users. So let us assume one simple example. So let us assume we have user 1, user 2, user 3. We have three products, product 1, product 2, product 3. Now we are going to find similarity between user 1 and user 2. Similarly, user 1 and user 3. We have to find, and later we will see how we are going to apply for data set. So first we have to find mean value or average value of each row. So first row mean value, and second row mean value, and third row mean value. So we have to find average value of each row, that is called average or mean, or we can call it as a expectation. Now we know similarity between two users. Just now I told here formula, you can see here RAP. What is the meaning of RAP? So rating of user A given to product P or item P. What is RPP? Rating of user P given for item P or product P or movie P. That's the meaning here. Now we are going to apply here. Now you can see here. So what is the meaning of 4? So rating given by user 1 to product 1. And what is the meaning of 3 here? So first row mean. So user 1 mean. Next, this is rating given by user 2 for item 2, product 1. And this is mean of second row, average of user 2. So this is next. Similarly, so user 1 given rating for product 2, that is 4, and user 2 given rating for product 2, so 4. So here what is the mean of first row? 3, mean of second row? 3. Similarly here, rating user 1 given rating to product 3 is 1, and user 2 given rating for product is 2. And what is the mean value of first row? 3, and mean value of second row is 3.3. That is the covariance of u1 comma u2. Now standard deviation denominator, we have to calculate. Here we know what is the standard deviation formula given, and standard deviation of user 2. So after finding, the value is 0.98, which indicates that 98 similarity between these two users. So correlation coefficient or similarity index between u1 and u2 indicates that 0.98 means 98% similarity between user 1 and user 2. Now we will see user 1 and user 3. In similar way, we are looking for user 1 and user 3. I got 0.86, which indicates that 86 similarity between user 1 and user 3. So what is the final conclusion? User 1 and user 2 having more similarity when compared to user 1 and user 3. Now based on the similarity, we are going to predict the rating in the further slides. In this slide, just we discussed how to find the correlation between two users. Now we will see, come to the actual case study. So let us assume this is the data set. I am assuming synthetic data set utility matrix. We have 4 users. Let us assume Daivi, Gopi, Sachin and Vishnu. And how many items we have? 5 items we have. So all the values are filled. Only this question mark is not filled. So now we have to predict the value rating. After that, we have to decide whether we are going to, one second, whether we are going to recommend item 5 to Daivik. So that is the main objective. What is the main objective? Our objective is to find the rating for item 5 given by Daivik. After that, we have to decide whether item 5 is going to recommend to Daivik or not. For that, what we have to do, we have to find similarity between Daivik Gopi, Daivik Sachin, Daivik Vishnu. Finally, we have to find the rating prediction. So this is the question. Now we will see how to fill the question mark. So what we have to do here, just now I explained how to find the correlation coefficient or similarity between two users. First, we have to find similarity between Daivik and Gopi. So here you can see similarity between Daivik and Gopi 0.85. Just now I explained how to find correlation coefficient. So no need to explain this mathematical calculations. Now after that, we have to find similarity between Daivik and Sachin. Why I am looking for Daivik to Gopi Sachin? Because we are looking for Daivik rating to item 5. That question mark we have to fill. That's why I am looking for Daivik to Gopi similarity is 0.85, Daivik to Sachin similarity is 0.7, and Daivik to Vishnu similarity is minus 0.607. So finally we got similarity between Daivik Gopi 0.85 and Sachin 0.7, Daivik Vishnu 0.07 negative value. So finally we got similarity in this matrix or similarity values, and based on that we will see how we are going to predict the rating. Now we will see exactly. Yeah. Now we can see similarity between Daivik Gopi we got 0.85, and similarity between Daivik and Sachin 0.70, similarity between Daivik and Vishnu minus 0.07. Now what it indicates, the similarity between Daivik Gopi is more, that's why. So these two users are more similar. That means, so there is a huge similarity between these two users. That's why whatever rating given by Gopi to item 5, that we have to replace in the question mark. So that is the first step. We have to predict the rating. We calculated now rating. So now once again, because of similarity between Daivik and Gopi is 0.85, which is more than other similarity between other users. Because of that reason, what we have to do is whatever rating given by Gopi to item 5, that we have to replace. That means this question mark is replaced by 3. So finally we got prediction is 3. Now we got, so rating prediction is 3. Now here you can see rating prediction is 3. Now we have to decide whether we are going to recommend item 5 to Daivik or not. So in general, so according to my assumption, minimum threshold is 4 for recommendation. So 4 or 5 rating means I will recommend items to the users or movies to the users. Otherwise, I am not going to recommend. So that means whenever if we have rating 3, so I am not going to recommend item 5 to Daivik. So this is a threshold I fixed. Maybe you can fix 3 also, no issue. So that programmer or developer will fix what is the minimum threshold for recommending items to the users. Maybe you can fix 3 also, fine. Rating 3 also we can recommend, means there is no issue. But according to my assumption, I fixed rating is 4 minimum. For recommending items, maximum is 5, because I'm taking rating scale 1 to 5. Now what happens now? So we are going to we are not going to recommend item 5 to Daivik, because so 3 is the rating according to the prediction. Now we are not going to recommend item 5 to Daivik. So this is the final conclusion. Now what we done, we calculated similarity between Daivik to all other users, and we looking for maximum similarity, and based on that we calculated rating, and finally we are not going to recommend item 5 to Daivik. Why we are not going to recommend? My minimum rating should be 4, that is my threshold. Based on that I can recommend, that is the engine I am assuming. I means engine. So but 3 is not going to recommend to Daivik because of less rating. So this is the first model. See what we studied in mathematics, statistics, that is called correlation coefficient, how it is beautifully applied to the recommendation system, that means data set. And finally what is the conclusion? Now we will go to one small quiz. So which movie? Movie 1, movie 3, movie 5 will recommend to Vishnu by recommendation engine using PCC. So we can see here. So we have a synthetic data set, and these are the empty cells. This is the cell, and this is one cell. This is one cell. So these ratings I don't know. Now based on the prediction of rating, whether we are going to recommend movie 1 or movie 3 or movie 4 to Vishnu by using PCC method, whatever method we discussed just now, simple statistical formula based on that. Now we will see here. Now this is the similarity between Vishnu and Daivik, and this is the similarity between Vishnu and Ramesh. This is the similarity between Vishnu and Somu. Now tell me, what is the rating prediction? So just please unmute and tell me. Now I already calculated similarity also, because I'm not giving that work because it will take time to calculate a correlation coefficient. Directly you can see left side, similarity between Vishnu and Daivik is 0.33, similarity between Vishnu and Ramesh 0.73, and similarity between Vishnu and Somu is 0.21. Now what is the rating prediction here? So in here, what is rating prediction? Here what is rating prediction? Here what is rating prediction?
So since the may I tell, sir?
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Since the PCC is more between Vishnu and Ramesh, we will be recommending 5 to the movie 1, and
this is 5,
1 to movie 3, and 4 to movie 4.
So that means whatever ratings given by Ramesh to movie 1, movie 3, and movie 4, same thing, copy paste, because here we have more similarity when compared to the other users. Now which movie we are going to recommend to the Vishnu? Now we know prediction we done, rating prediction done by using PCC. Now which movies we are going to recommend to Vishnu?
Among all the movies, movie 1 has got highest rating, therefore we will recommend movie 1.
Movie 1 as well as?
Movie 1 as well as movie 4 also, because it is above the
minimum rating we are assuming 4. Yeah. So this is the final conclusion. You can see here. So whatever ratings given by Ramesh, so same rating we have to take, because of similarity between Vishnu and Ramesh is more, and that's why finally we are going to recommend movie 1 and movie 4 to the Vishnu. This is the final conclusion. So because I'm assuming minimum rating is 4, that is my threshold, and based on that 4 is available in the movie 4 rating. That's why I'm going to recommend movie 1 and movie 4 to the Vishnu. So this is a first model, PCC model. By using that, how to find the similarity between users, and based on that, how to predict rating, followed by whether we are going to recommend our items or movies to the customers or not. I think this is clear. Now we will go to the next model, that is called probabilistic model. If any doubt, ask me. So far we completed introduction of machine learning and what are the types of recommendation system, and what are the methods. We have 3 methods, in which first one method we covered so far, that is very simple method. Now we will move to the main one more method, that is called probabilistic model or method. That is very, very important for not only for this application, even other applications also very useful. I'll explain in detail what is the intuition of probabilistic model, and based on that how we are going to recommend movies or items to the customers. So if any queries so far, ask me, otherwise we'll move to the next model. So here we are going to get more mathematics, but once again I'm telling, when you go for looking for machine learning career or data science, deep learning or artificial intelligence, mathematics is very, very important. Mathematical models plays a vital role. So just by hearting one formula and directly implementing for a data set, no use. So we should know what is exactly happening in the background. But that means what is the intuition, and based on that you can go for one model or you can implement for any data set. So up to here, no doubts. We'll go to the one more important model, that is called probabilistic model. Same thing we are going to apply for even other applications also. I already told you, in cyber security applications, even other applications also, we can apply this probabilistic model. This is purely based on probability concept. Okay. Now we will move to the probabilistic model. So before going to the probabilistic model, there we are going to discuss conditional probability, Bayes theorem, followed by Bayesian classifier, followed by a model based on the Bayesian classifier. So all those things are very, very important. For that we require some basic. Just I'll give 1 minute basics, then we'll move to the directly model. So let us assume basics of probability. Let us assume we have a sample space. So here sample space is nothing but data set. So whenever if you take any data set, movie data set or product or medical data set, whatever it may be, so that is nothing but sample space, and each record is nothing but sample point or samples. So let us assume we have a event that is called pass. So I'm assuming, so students passed 45, 67, 80, 90. So these are the students passed more than 35. So that's why this is the event of pass. This is the event of distinction. Now what is the probability of pass? 4 by 5, because favorable number of cases 4, exact number of cases 5, 4 by 5 is the probability. So this is a simple probability definition. Favorable number of cases by exact number of cases is nothing but probability. Probability is nothing but we are going to find the possibility of the event. Now what is the conditional probability? So I am looking for, given that a student passed in the exam, what is the probability that he will get distinction? So whenever if we go for conditional probability based on the condition, so for example, let us assume, what is the probability that a patient will get COVID positive? So here we don't have any condition. We are looking for probability that a patient will get COVID positive. But when you go for condition, what is the probability that a patient will get COVID positive given that he is having fever? So this is the condition. Based on the condition, we are looking for whether the person having COVID positive or not. That means when you have a condition, it's more realistic. So based on the, it's very easy to find whether the person having COVID-19 or positive or negative based on the condition. If you don't have condition, it will be difficult to find. That's why conditional probability plays a vital role for our machine learning algorithms or maybe probabilistic model. So in this case, probability of distinction given pass. So first we are looking for pass. So let us assume here how many students passed. We have 4 students passed. Out of 4, how many got distinction? 2. That's why 2 by 4 is the probability. So no need to simplify like lengthy process finding P of A intersection B and simplify all those things, not required. What we have to do, first we have to look for sample space is nothing but pass here. So how many students passed? We have 4. Out of 4, how many students got distinction? 2. 2 by 4 is the required probability. In GATE exam also we used to apply directly this type of simple logic. No need to write the lengthy story what we studied in probability. So this is a simple difference between probability and conditional probability with small example. Now we'll come to the intuition of probabilistic model. So whatever we discussed conditional probability, now we are going to apply for intuition for probabilistic model. So I'm not going to give direct formula with answer because we should know what is exactly happening. That's why I'm giving this intuition. So for especially for doing research or for doing project, this intuition is very, very important. Just by hearting formula directly writing, no use. That's why I'm giving this complete intuition, and based on that we can identify exactly what is happening here. So let us assume the conditional probability of A given B. So just now I gave what is the conditional probability. P of A given B equal to P of A intersection by P of B. In similarly, the conditional probability B given A. So same formula, denominator is P of A B intersection A by P of B. So these are the two conditional probability. This is the conditional probability A given B. This is the conditional probability B given A. Now we know one simple assumption or logic. Whenever if we take A union B or B union E, both are same only. Similarly, A intersection B as well as B intersections both are same. So that's why we are going to use that logic. P of A intersection B equal to P of B intersection A. So this is a simple property of set theory. Same thing we are going to apply for probability also. So I'm taking P of A intersection B is same as P of B intersection A because this is a property of set theory of two intersection of sets. Now based on that we can write this value. Now what we have to do from the first inequality or first equation, first conditional probability, P of A intersection can be, so P of A given B into P of B, just cross multiply so that we'll get this expression. And from the second equation, cross multiply, you'll get this expression. P of B given A into P of A, that is called P of B intersection A, that is, we'll get this one. Now from this P of A given B, just we can shift this into denominator, we will get P of A given B. So this is called Bayes theorem. So what we are doing here, we are finding conditional probability of A given B, we are finding conditional probability of B given A, and we are finding intersection probability of A intersection B. P of both are equal, and both these simplifications we are substituting here, and finally P of B given A value we are getting A given B. So this is nothing but Bayes theorem. So this we studied in probability also. What is Bayes theorem, what is total probability, all those things. So this is the derivation for Bayes theorem. Now how we are going to apply for our data set? Now our data set looks like this. We have set of futures x1, x2, so on, xn, and we have class y equal to 1 to 5, because when you take a data set of the movie or maybe products, we have output classes 1 to 5. That is called categorical values, because what is the rating prediction? It may be 1, it may be 2, it may be 3, it may be 4 or 5. That's why these are all categorical values. And set of futures are nothing but ratings given by the users. So like x1, x2, so on, xn, or we can call it as a future vector. So finally we have future vector, that is x1, x2, so on, xn, and rating prediction are class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the categorical values. Now how we are going to apply our Bayes theorem to this data set? So we have a data set with columns are x1, x2, so on, xn, followed by label, that is 5. And how we are going to apply this Bayes theorem to this data set? Now what we are going to do is, so a value is nothing but prediction, that is called y. It may be 1 to 5, and b is nothing but condition based on the futures. What are the futures? We have x1, x2, xn. That's why denominator is nothing but x. That's why p of y given x1, x2, so on, xn. So this is the formula. We change it to data set according to our convenience. Now we can apply this right hand side. So p of y, p of a is nothing but p of y into p of b given here. B is nothing but x1, x2 because of independent futures, so xn given by, and denominator is nothing but p of b. P of b is nothing but y. So p of x1, p of x2, xn. So these are the nothing but denominator values, that is the future vector x1, x2, so on, xn. And numerator can be written as p of y into product of xi given y. Y is nothing but output class and xi is nothing but future vector. Denominator is copy paste as it is. Now what happens whenever if I take denominator, this is constant for all the classifications. Whatever classification if we take, whatever rating if we take, it may be 1, it may be 2 or 3, 4, 5. Denominator is constant. That's why we are going to neglect this denominator. You can see here, if the rating prediction is 1, then denominator is this one. If the rating prediction is 2, the denominator is same thing. If the rating prediction is 3, the denominator is same. When denominator is common, why we have to keep? Unnecessarily computation becomes more. So that means time complexity becomes more. Because of that reason, denominator we have to neglect. So that we'll get p of y given x equal to this value. So I think this understood why I neglected. If we keep also, nothing you are going to lose. Only thing is the execution time will take more. Because of that reason, I want to neglect this denominator. So remove this denominator, we will get this p of y given x. Again, one more interesting fact is that, so this p of y is also constant. Why p of y is constant? You can see here, according to my assumption, all the ratings are equally distributed. That means p of ri equal to p of rj. That means I don't know, because I want to predict the rating. That's why what I am assuming, all the ratings are equally distributed. That's why I can neglect this value also, because all the ratings are equally distributed means same probability for all the ratings. So if we keep also no use, if we are removing also, we are not going to lose anything. So because of that reason, this value also I'm going to neglect. So finally we will get this product of p of xi given by. So why I'm doing all those things? So to minimize the computation. Otherwise unnecessarily you can use this formula also, no issue, but it will take more time. Because of that reason, I neglected denominator as well as this value. Finally we got p of y given x equal to this one. This is the final p of y given x by using Bayes theorem. Now how we are going to model based on this formula? Now we can see here, final rating prediction based on y. This we already calculated, p of y given x. What we have to find is, we have to find the maximum probability, and corresponding to that rating value we have to find. What does it mean? So let us assume x value, y value. So let us assume x equal to 1, 2, 3 and y value 4, 5, 10. Now here we have argmax. What is the meaning of argmax? We have to find first maximum value. What is the maximum value? 3, and corresponding point is nothing but argmax. And argmin means we have to find minimum value. Corresponding point is nothing but argmin. For example, if we take a class, CSC class, so what is the maximum percentage means? Let us assume VTU exam or JNT exam 90%. So student name is, let us assume Ravi. So max is 90%. If someone will ask what is the argmax means, name of the student. That is the meaning. Max is different, argmax is different. Max means maximum percentage. Argmax means the student who got maximum, that is called argmax. The point is nothing but argmax. So here what we have to do, we have to find the maximum probability, and after that we have to look for this maximum probability corresponding to which rating. So that is the final output, that is the rating prediction. You can see here mathematical model. So argmax equal to, we have to find rating prediction for y equal to 1, rating prediction for y equal to 2, rating prediction for y equal to 3. All the values we have to find. After that we have to find maximum value, that maximum value corresponding to which rating. So that is nothing but rating, final y value. That is the output, or that is the response, final response. So the formula looking very lengthy, but it's very simple. We have to find the probability for each rating. After that we are looking for maximum rating probability, that is the final response. So I will show one example here. You can see here. So let us assume after applying to my data set, I got these are the probabilities for each rating. for rating 1 0.2, for rating 2 0.0, 0.4, like that. Now here what is the maximum probability? 0.4 is the maximum probability. This maximum probability corresponding to which rating? 3. So that's why this is the final rating prediction. So therefore the final response is nothing but 3. So that is the meaning of argmax. First we have to find maximum probability. After that we are looking for corresponding to which rating we are getting maximum value. That is the final rating prediction. So this is a mathematical intuition with example. Now we will see how we are going to apply for data set. I think it's very clear what is the intuition of this one. So I given just basics of probability, because this is not only for recommendation. If you take any machine learning algorithms, probability is very without probability, so no need to study machine learning, because everything depends on probability statistics with a little bit mathematics. Now we know what is the basics of probability and intuition of condition, I mean Bayes theorem, and how we are going to apply for Bayes theorem to the data set, and what is the final probabilistic model. This is the final probabilistic model, y equal to argmax p of y given x, and I given complete explanation of this formula, and I gave an example for finding rating prediction or response. Now we are going to apply this probabilistic model for the given data set, and based on that how we are going to predict the rating. I think intuition is very clear. Now we will see how we are going to apply for data set. So let us take, I am assuming a data set. We have users and items ratings also given. So this is the data set. First we have to do pre-processing. Now let's see what is the pre-processing that we already discussed, that is called utility matrix. So this is the pre-processing. Just we have to make user rating matrix or utility matrix. User one for item 1 we know rating, same thing for other ratings, and this ratings we don't know. This rating we have to do prediction, and based on that we have to decide whether item 4 is recommending to user 1 or not. So that is our objective. So by using probabilistic model, we discussed already PCC method, and by using probabilistic model how we are going to predict the rating, and based on that whether we are going to recommend item 4 to user 1 or not. So intuition is clear. Sorry, one second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So intuition is clear. Now we are going to apply for the data set. Now let us assume our aim is to find this question mark value, this rating prediction we have to do. Here, what we are going to do is our aim is to find probability of y given x. So y is nothing but the rating can be either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anything possible. That's why any rating possible, we are looking for all the rating probabilities. So that's why y equal to item 4 rating 1, item 4 rating 2, item 4 rating 3, item 4 rating 4, item 4 rating 5. So this is the vector. So in this vector, I'm looking for all the categorical values. And what is the future vector? Here future vectors is nothing but the ratings given by user 1 to other items. So you can see here first row. So the rating 1 for item 1 is 5, the rating for item 2 is 4, the rating for item 3 is 3 given by user. So this is the x value and y value. Y is nothing but rating prediction, it may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and x is nothing but future vector that already user given ratings to the other items, that is item 1, item 2, item 3. We are looking for item 4 rating prediction. Now what we have to do, we have to find p of y given x. This value we have to find. You can see y value could be either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why p of item 4 equal to 1 given x. So now this formula I already told you, p of item 1 equal to 5 given item 4 equal to 1. This formula I already explained, so you can go through that one, and this is the meaning. So that means here what happens here, the numerator goes to denominator. Whenever if you apply this model, this numerator value goes to denominator. In the previous formulas also we discussed. So only numerator values are changing. Numerator value for previous ratings. Previous rating is 5 for item 1. Previous rating for item 2, 4. Similarly 3 here. Now how to find this probability? So let us assume this value here. Now here what is the condition? Item 4 equal to 1 rating. So you can see item 4 equal to 1 rating. We have 2 users given 1 rating to item 4. Now we are looking for item 1 equal to 5 rating. Corresponding to that, any user given 5 to item 1. So here you can see here not given 5, here 5 given. So that means only one user possible. So once again I will tell you this clearly. If you understand this one, we can complete probabilistic model. Here you can see item 4 equal to 1. This is the condition. Item 4 equal to 1, rating 1 means the users 3 and user 5 given 1. So 2 users given 1 to item 4. Now item 1 equal to 5, this prediction we have to find. So item 1 equal to 5, so only user 5 given 5. and user 3 not given, so no need to consider. Corresponding to this not given, corresponding to this 5 is given. So that means out of 2 only one user given 5 rating to user 1, that's why 1 by 2 is the probability. So that's why we got 1 by 2. Why 2? We got denominator item 4 equal to 1 rating is only 2 users, that's why 2. And why we got numerator 1? Only one user given item 1 rating 5, that's why numerator is 1. Corresponding to the user 3, user 5 only we are considering, so 1 by 2. Similarly, if we take second one, so P of item 4 equal to 1, that is the condition. So what is the meaning here? So this is 1, this is 1. Now we are looking for item 2 equal to 4. So here you can see here 4 rating is available, corresponding to same users 4 rating. So corresponding to same user rating 4 is given, corresponding to same user rating 4 is given. That means 2 by 2 is the probability. So 2 by 2 is the favorable number of cases 2, and exhaustive number of cases also 2. 2 by 2 is the probability. In similarly last one, so item 4 equal to 1. So item 4 equal to 1 means 2 only, and item 3 equal to 3. So item 3 equal to 3 means only 1. So this is not possible. So only 1 by 2 is the probability. So finally 0.25 is the probability. I think it's clear. So here probability concept is very important. So based on the conditional probability, we calculated P of item 4 equal to 1 given X value. X value means we know what is the future vector. Now similarly we have to calculate other probabilities also. We can see here other probabilities. So we already calculated this one. So what is the possibility of rating 1 for item 4 is 0.25 probability. Similarly we have to calculate what is the rating for item 4(2), that is 0.125, and what is the rating of 3 to item 4 is 0 probability. Here also 0 probability, here also 0 probability. Now out of all probabilities, what is the maximum probability? We got 0.25. This 0.25 corresponding to what is the rating 1. So that's why we have to go for rating is 1. That is the rating prediction. So we calculated all the probabilities. Out of all the probabilities, maximum probability is 0.25. This 0.25 corresponding to which rating? Item 4 equal to 1. Therefore finally the rating prediction is nothing but 1. So this is the conclusion. So we calculated rating for each case, that means 1 2 3 4 5. Out of that, maximum probability is 0.25. Hence we got rating prediction is nothing but 1, because when compared to 0.25, rest of the values are less probability. That's why rating prediction is nothing but 1. Now finally, what is the final conclusion? The rating prediction is 1. That's why we are not going to recommend item 4 to user 1. This is the final conclusion. So by using probabilistic model, we can make a final conclusion. Item 4 is not going to recommend to user 1. So I think it's clear probabilistic model. So here we are purely based on conditional probability and Bayes theorem, and based on that we are making a probabilistic model, and based on that we evaluated the probabilities, and based on that finally we predicted the rating, and based on that whether we are going to recommend items to the user or not. Item 4 is not going to recommend to user 1. This is the final conclusion. Now let us assume, if we take this quiz, let us assume we have 6 users and 5 items. Now based on the probabilistic model, I calculated ratings like this. So let us assume if we take this data set, so these question marks indicates these ratings we don't know. We have to predict these ratings by using probabilistic model. After that we are going to recommend items to the users or not. So after using probabilistic model, I calculated these are the ratings. So 1 5 1 1 5. So this is the rating prediction. Now based on this rating prediction, what is the conclusion? So we are not going to recommend item 2 to user 2. We are not going to recommend item 3 to user 4. Same thing. We are going to recommend item 4 and item 5. Item 4 to user 2, item 5 to user 4. So this is the final conclusion. So by using probabilistic model, I predicted the ratings. Whenever if we have 1 rating, no need to recommend items to the user, but we have 5 rating. So that's why item 4 is recommending to user 2 and item 5 is recommend to user 4. So rest of the items not going to recommend to the users because of very low rating. So this is the second model, that is called probabilistic model. So if any doubt, ask me. So I explained what is the intuition, and based on that how we made probabilistic model, and based on that how we are going to apply for data set, and finally how to predict the rating, and based on that how whether we are going to recommend items to the users or not.
Students, any doubts you can ask now.
We'll go for next model. Try to mute, sir. Some noise is coming.
Please mute your phone. Please mute your phone. Some noise is coming. Please mute your phone.
I think organizers also can mute now. So everyone, can you check it, sir?
Yes, sir, you can do that.
So it's clear. Now we'll go to one more model. So cosine similarity for recommended system. So far we completed two models. One is PCC method. It's very simple formula. Next one is probabilistic model. So remember probabilistic model, again it will come to the research directions. So there I'll explain how we are going to check whether the mail is spam or ham or not spam. So there also we can apply same probabilistic model. It's very interesting application. So at that time also we'll discuss. Now we will come to the last one in today's session. Of course, after that we have other research directions, etc. So how we are going to apply cosine similarity for recommended system? So can you imagine the formula what we studied in elementary level, not even engineering, we are going to apply for recommended system. This formula we studied, I think 7th class, 8th class, somewhere we studied this one, how to find angle between two vectors, and same formula we are going to apply for recommended system. So the formula is very simple formula, but how we are going to apply to the recommended system, and based on that how we are going to recommend items to the users. So this is similar to PCC method. In PCC method we are looking for similarity between two users. Here also we are looking for similarity between two users, but we are finding angle between two users. So less angle indicates more similarity, more angle indicates so dissimilarity. That we are going to calculate here. Yeah, so sorry, one second. Yeah. So let us assume, so we are using cosine similarity. We studied in lower classes. So angle between two vectors, let us assume x comma y, two vectors. If you are looking for angle between these two vectors, so numerator dot product of two vectors divided by magnitude of x and magnitude of y. This is a simple formula what we studied in lower classes. So we have to find angle between two vectors, or we are looking for similarity between two users. What we have to find? We have to find cos theta. So that is x dot y by magnitude of x into magnitude of y. So this we have to calculate. Now here what it indicates, so magnitude of x is nothing but L2 norm. I think in mathematics we study LP norm, L1 norm, L2 norm, like that. LP norm is there. So LP norm formula is so summation xi power p whole power 1 by p. So this is the LP norm formula that we studied in mathematics. But here norm x is nothing but L2 norm. L2 is nothing but in place of p replace 2. So that means summation xi square whole power 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is nothing but square root. That is called L2 norm. So in mathematics we studied LP norm. LP norm equal to summation xi power p whole power 1 by p. 1 by p means square root. So p is 2 means square root, 3 means cube root. So this is nothing but L2 norm. Here you can see this magnitude is nothing but L2 norm. So square root of x1 square plus x2 square, so on. So this is the magnitude of the vector x, and this is the magnitude of the vector y. And dot product means we know how to find the dot product of two vectors. So whenever if we have vectors 1, 2, let us assume 4, 5. If you are looking for dot product 1 into 4 plus 2 into 5, that is the dot product. So this is one vector 1, 2, 4, 5 is one vector. So dot product is nothing but 1 into 4. This is not multiplication, dot product. For checking orthogonality of the vectors, 1 into 4 plus 2 into 5. This is nothing but dot product of two vectors. So that's why numerator is nothing but summation xi into pi. So this is a simple formula. Now what we have to find, we are looking for angle between these two vectors. Here vector is nothing but x is nothing but one user, y is nothing but one user. We are looking for angle between two users, and based on that, less angle indicates more similarity, more angle indicates dissimilarity. Based on that, we are going to find the rating prediction. Now let us assume I am assuming simple data set. So username Ramesh and Dilip. So Ramesh gave 4 rating to Jatiratnalu and Upena movie 3. I am taking recent flicks. So Ramesh gave already rating 4 to Jatiratnalu and Upena 3. So here I am looking for similarity between these two years. And Dilip gave 5 rating to Jatiratnalu and 5 rating to Upena. Now what happens here? What is vector here? Vector is nothing but one user rating. This is one rating of the user, so that is one vector. Let us assume B, and one more rating given by Dilip, that is called one more vector, that is C. So these are the two vectors. So once again, each row is nothing but one vector here. The ratings given by each user is nothing but one vector. So Ramesh rating is nothing but one vector and Dilip rating is nothing but one vector. After that, we are looking for similarity between these two vectors. So for that, we have to find cos theta. That means cos B comma C we have to calculate. Now we will see here. Yeah. So now Upena is not, sorry, 1 second. Yeah. So Upena is nothing but axis. That is the 1 second. Yeah. So x-axis I am assuming Upena because I am looking for 2 movies only, and y-axis is nothing but Jatiratnal. Just I am doing graphical representation, 2D spatial coordinate system. And here you can see, so Ramesh given rating to Upena is 3 and Jatiratnalu 5. So that's why 4 comma 3. So 4 3. So 4 Jatiratnalu 4 and 3 is nothing but Upena. And Dilip given 5 to Jatiratnalu and 5 to Upena. So let us assume this is one axis, or maybe this is x-axis and this is y-axis, and 4 comma 3 is nothing but, so Ramesh given rating to Jatiratnalu is 4 and Ramesh given rating 3 to Upena. That's why x comma y, this is one vector, and 5 comma 5 is one more vector. Dilip given rating to Jatiratnalu and Upena 5 comma 5. Now we are looking for angle between these two vectors. What is the vector here? 4 comma 3, that is the first row Ramesh rating, and second row 5 comma 5, that is the Dilip rating. We are looking for similarity between these two users. So how to find similarity? So numerator is nothing but dot product of these two vectors. What is the dot product? 4 into 5 plus 3 into 5. So that's why 4 into 5 plus 3 into 5. 35 is the dot product of these two vectors. And L2 norm, that is called magnitude. So magnitude means square root of, so Ramesh rating. So this is Ramesh rating, square root of 4 square plus 3 square 5, and this is Dilip rating, so 5 square plus 5 square. So finally we got similarity equal to, so dot product of B comma C, that is Ramesh and Dilip, divided by magnitude of Ramesh rating and Dilip rating. So finally we got 0.989. So that means this is 98%, almost 98% or similarity is there. So that means the similarity between Ramesh and Dilip is almost 99%. So by using cos theta equal to 0.98 means almost, which is equal to 1, which is equal to 1 means what's the meaning? So angle is 0. Angle is 0 means almost both are parallel. So that's why we can say almost Dilip and Ramesh ratings are similar. So that's why both users are very, very similar, and based on that we can go for future recommendations. So in this slide just we discussed how to calculate similarity, but we don't know whether we are going to recommend or not. That we will see next slide. So I think we know how to make spatial coordinate system graphical representation, and based on that how to find similarity between these two users. Whenever similarity is more 0.98 or 99, which indicates that both are parallel. So that means cos theta equal to 1 means theta equal to 0. Cos theta equal to 0 means theta equal to 90. Dissimilarity, that is the meaning here. Now we will take one more example. So I am taking 3 movies. So in that case vector becomes, so 4 3 5, because first row is nothing but one vector, second row is nothing but one more vector. So that is called 5 5 1. So we have 2 vectors because 1 1 row is nothing but 1 1 vector. Now we have to find similarity. Similarity is 0.7. So which indicates that 79% similarity between Ramesh and Dilip. So why similarity decreased? Because of here. So the rating given by Ramesh to crack movie is 5. The rating given by Dilip to crack movie is 1. There is a lot of difference here. Because of that reason, 98 similarity is reduced to 0.79. That means 79. So percent reduced. So 98 to 79 it reduced because of the rating having lot of variation. So this is one way, this is the way to calculate similarity between two users. Now we will see how we are going to solve problems. Let us assume example. we have 4 users. Let us assume Sudarshan, Daivik, Aravind, and Rakesh, and 5 movies we have, and similar to previous examples. So this rating prediction we have to do. We have to find this rating, and based on that, whether we are going to recommend movie 5 to Sudarshan or not. So that is our aim. So far we know what is cosine similarity. So cosine similarity is the angle between two vectors. Vector is nothing but rating of each user. We have to find the angle. If the angle value cos theta equal to 0.98 means 98% similarity is there. That means theta equal to almost close to 0. That means both are parallel. And if the cos theta equal to 0 means theta equal to 90 degrees, that means perpendicular. That means both are dissimilar. Based on this logic, we are going to find similarity between two users by using cos theta formula. Now, if we take this example, our aim is to find the rating prediction, and based on that, whether we are going to recommend movie 5 to Sudarshan or not. Now, let us assume. So now I am taking each user is one feature. So what we are going to do is, so this column we have to neglect, because this column only we are going to look for rating. So this is X, this is Y, this is Z, this is W, or ABC. This is one vector, this is one vector, this is one vector. But last column no need to consider, because this rating we are going to predict. That's why no need to consider last column. First row is nothing but one vector, that is A. So 4, 4, 1, 5. Second row is nothing but one vector, that is 3, 1, 2, 3. Third row is nothing but one vector, 4, 3, 1, 5. Fourth row is nothing but one vector, 1, 5, 5, 2. So that means finally we got 4 vectors, and we are looking for similarity between A to other vectors. So now we will see how we are going to calculate. Now you can see I got 4 vectors. Now we are looking for similarity between A to B and A to C and A to D. So that's why cos AB, similarity between cos A comma B. That means these two vectors I got 0.66. So this we already evaluated how to find similarity between two users. So cos A comma B, that means the similarity between Sudarshan and Daivik is 0.66. The similarity between Sudarshan and Aravind is 0.98. The similarity between Sudarshan and Rakesh is 0.71. I think now we got similarity. Now we have to find what is the rating prediction. Now we got, so 0.66 similarity between Sudarshan and Daivik, and Sudarshan and Aravind 0.98, and Sudarshan and Rakesh 0.71. So now tell me what is the rating prediction. Now we calculated cosine similarity between Sudarshan to other users. Now we are looking for similarity, and based on that we have to find the rating prediction. Now what is the rating prediction based on this cosine similarity? This is similar to PCC method. So what is the value for question mark? Yeah, 5. So yeah, answer is 5. So why 5 means, so the similarity is 0.98. So obviously, so Sudarshan, 1 second, just I'm putting charger, 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Now the similar, so 1 second, you can see here clearly. So right side you can observe the similarity between Sudarshan and Daivik by using cosine similarity 0.66 and 0.98 and 0.71. Out of these similarities, so the similarity between Sudarshan and Aravind is more. So that's why whatever rating given by Aravind to movie 5, same thing copy paste here. So that's why rating is 5. So finally we got rating prediction. Obviously rating 5 means we are going to recommend movie to Sudarshan. So now we can see the final conclusion. So movie 5 is recommending to Sudarshan. This is the final conclusion. So 5 is the rating we are going to recommend. I think it's clear. Now by using cosine similarity, how we are going to find angle between two vectors. After that, how we are going to find the rating prediction. Finally, whether we are going to recommend or not. So in our case, movie 5 is recommended to Sudarshan because rating is 5. So if any doubt ask me, we'll go for evaluation metric, because whenever if we go for any method, we should know whether which method is good or bad. For that, we have to go for evaluation. So because in machine learning or deep learning or AI, so 100% we have to do evaluation. Without evaluation, difficult to decide which model is best fit for the given data set. That's why we have to evaluate. For that, I will explain one evaluation measure for recommendation system. So far we discussed 3 methods. One is PCC method, one is probabilistic model, one is cosine similarity. So cosine similarity and PCC almost same. There we are looking for statistical concept. Here we are looking for angle between two vectors, angle between two users. Now we will see evaluation measure. So how to evaluate recommendation system? We have different methods: PCC method, probabilistic method, and cosine similarity, matrix factorization, like that. Even matrix factorization is there by using matrix concept, LU decomposition, but it will take 1 hour to explain. So that's why I'm not explaining today's session. So like that, we have different methods, but which method is perfect suitable for the given data set? So for that, we have to go for evaluation matrix, because when you take supervisory classification method or unsupervised classification methods, we have various methods. If you take supervised, so support vector mission, or maybe Bayesian classifier, or maybe KN, like that, we have different methods are available. How can I decide which method is the best? For that, what we have to do, we have to go for evaluation. So for that, we have to find evaluation for the given model, and based on that we can fit which is the best one. So let us assume here we are going to evaluate by using root mean square error. So here P is nothing but rating prediction and R is nothing but actual rating. So let us assume actual rating is 5, my model predicted 4. So here 5 is nothing but actual rating. So sorry, predicted, this is PI, this is called RA. So actual rating is, so actual rating is 4 and predicted rating is 5. So that is the meaning here. So P means prediction, R is nothing but actual rating, and N is nothing but number of samples, number of records in the data set. If we have 10 records, 10 samples, that is N equal to 10. That's the meaning here. Now we will see, I will show one data set and I will evaluate. So you can see here, user ID and movie ID, rating and prediction. So these are the actual ratings, and these are the predicted ratings. So my model predicted like this: actual rating is 5, my model predicted 4.5. So this is the actual rating, model predicted 4.5. Actual rating is 4, model predicted 5. So like that, this is the actual rating and predicted rating, and after that we have to find the difference and make square, and finally substitute in the formula. I got RMSE is 0.75. So we know actual rating and predicted rating, we have to find the difference and make a square. So that RMSE formula just now I gave square root of 1 by n into, so summation whole square, so difference whole square. After evaluating, I got 0.75 is the RMSE value. Now this is fine, but what it indicates, 0.75 is good or bad? In general, RMSE value should be low, which indicates that better performance. If RMSE value is 0.1, it's more accurate. If RMSE value is 0.05, still more accurate. 0.75 means it's not that much accurate. We will see that through example. Now we will see one example here. So I have a movie data set for recommender system. I calculated RMSE by using PCC 0.57. I calculated RMSE by using probabilistic model 0.31. I calculated cosine similarity 0.45. I calculated by using matrix factorization, that is LU decomposition concept, 0.43. Now tell me which method is the best method for the given data set. So we know what is RMSE, and I gave example for calculation of RMSE, and by using 4 methods I got these RMSE values: PCC method, Pearson correlation coefficient 0.57, probabilistic model 0.31, cosine similarity 4.5, matrix factorization 0.43. So which model is the best fit for our data set? Because any methodology, I mean models, if we take supervised, unsupervised, or maybe semi-supervised, we have different models. For that we have to evaluate, and based on the evaluation we have to decide which model is best fit for the given data set. For this movie data set, I got these similarity values, I mean RMSE values. Now tell me which is the best fit for the given movie data set.
So, yeah, hello sir, this is Dr. Suraya Begum from CS department.
Yeah, tell me, madam.
Yeah. So here RMSE should be less, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, madam.
Yeah. So as per this, it will be probabilistic model, which is showing 0.3.
Yeah, 0.31. That means more accurate. Now you can see the conclusion. So probabilistic model is the best for movie recommendation.
Yes.
So that's the main.
Right, sir.
Always how to evaluate for different models. After that we can decide which model is the best fit for the given data set. So in this case, probabilistic model is the best because we got very less RMSE value, hence we can finally deploy this model for application. So whatever it may be, movie recommendation, or maybe product recommendation, or maybe music recommendation, book recommendation, whatever it may application, finally we can deploy this probabilistic model. So this is the final conclusion. Now I think it's clear. So what is recommendation system, what are the models are available? I given 3 models only. Even if you are interested, you can go to matrix factorization, but it's not that much easy, it will take more time. There we should know LU decomposition. So I think everyone knows what is LU decomposition studied in mathematics. L means lower triangle and U means unit upper triangular. That concept we have to apply here, and based on that we can find the rating prediction. The concept is same. There also we have to predict rating, and based on that whether we are going to recommend items or not. I think it's clear. Now we will go to the research directions. So now the recommendation engine or maybe system completed. Now whatever models I applied, how we are going to apply for other applications. So that means, for example, if you take probabilistic model, is there any other application? Whatever I explained, same how we are going to apply for other applications. That is my intention here. I'm not going to bring any new concepts. Same thing how we are going to apply for other applications. So let us assume this is the COVID-19 synthetic data set. We have patient ID, PHR. PHR means patient health record. Whenever if you go to the hospital, first day if I'll go, so they will note down all the points, maybe all the features, what is the fever, BP, all those things. If you don't, next day, obviously my record is available in the hospital. That is called patient health record. And what is the class? So this is a data set. So COVID negative and COVID positive. This is the synthetic data set. Now, whenever if new patient coming to the doctor for testing whether COVID-19 or positive, what we have to do, we have to give input as the features of that new patient. Directly it will calculate whether the person having COVID positive or not. So for that, what we have to do, we have to go for Bayesian classifier, and based on that we can detect whether person having COVID-19 or not. So that means whatever Bayesian classifier we discussed, for example here let us assume, so COVID positive given, so X value, X is nothing but features of the patient, so 0.6 or 0.9. so probability of negative given X, features of the patient, so 0.2. Now which is the most highest probability? 0.9. 0.9 corresponding to what is the class positive, hence we can decide the person having COVID positive. So that is the application. So whatever probabilistic model I explained, same formula we can apply for this data set also. So whatever COVID-19 data set we have, this is my synthetic data set, just for explanation I created. So if you find any data set like this, you can apply and you can publish paper also, because now this is a emerging trend, so you can apply for publication also in good indexed journals. So this is one application for medical application, not only for COVID. You can go for brain cancer classification, or maybe any other diseases classification. We can apply this Bayesian classifier, and based on the maximum probability corresponding to that disease class, we can decide whether positive or negative. Even we can apply for categorical values also. If you take brain disease, we have different types of brain diseases. Let us assume 4 types of brain diseases. We have to find probability for all the brain diseases, and whichever maximum probability we can decide this person having type 2 brain disease. Like that we can classify. So I'm just giving the direction. If you are interested, you can go through that data set. You can try to apply. And one more is email spam filtering, because every day we used to get mails, Gmail or Yahoo, whatever it may be. So some mails will go to spam, some mail will go to the actual inbox. So what is exactly happening here? So there machine learning plays a vital role. So this is called email fraud is a cyber terrorism, because this is one of the application of cyber security. So even recently I gave talk on cyber security in one of the AICTE FDP. So there this I explained this spam filtering and other applications of machine learning for cyber security. So there the spam filtering is very, very important, because spam fraud, I mean email fraud is a cyber terrorism. Whenever if you receive a mail, we have to classify whether spam or not spam. So for that also we have to go for Bayesian classifier. I will show one data set. You can see here. So if you are looking for data set, you can go to this UCL repository, machine learning repository. There we can find benchmark data set. So there we can find huge number of data sets, and based on that we can download data sets and we can apply for your application. So like this we have data set. So ham means not spam, spam means spam mail. So like this we have different words, I mean text messages, and we have to classify whether the mail is spam or ham. So for that we have to apply Bayesian classifier, what we discussed in recommended system. And document similarity. So here we can go for cosine similarity or maybe PCC method. So how 2 documents are similar or not. So for that we can go for similarity between 2 documents, and based on that we can decide how much similarity, and based on that we can accept the result. Especially for publishing research articles, we used to check plagiarism. So this is one document, so D1, this is one document D2, this is one document D3. I have to find the similarity between these documents. So D1 document, these are the words available in the D1 document. D and cow jumped over, like that, all the words I have to write. And this is a frequency. So in D1, frequency of these 2, and cow is 1, and jumped is 1, over is 1, and moon is 1, like that. So this is the frequency of the document 1. Similarly, this is the frequency of the words in the document 2. This is the frequency of the words in the document 3. So after that, so each row is nothing but a vector. Here you can see here. If you take D1, what is the vector here? So n-dimensional vector 1, 1, 1, 1, like this, so on. So you can make either row vector or column vector. We have to find the cosine similarity. Then we have to look for how much similarity between two documents. This is also one of the important research area. So you can see here plagiarism check, like this we can find. So we have, this is the source and this is the target. So when you can see highlighted one is copied. So this one is similar and this one is similar already. This is the target, this is source already available, and these are all copied one. So that's why you can see 69% is unique, 31 is duplicate. That means the similarity is 69 and 31% is copied. That's the meaning here. So for this type of applications also, we can go for cosine similarity or PCC method. By using that, we can look for similarity between two documents. So whatever method I explained, same thing, we have to convert it into vector and we have to find the cos theta, and based on that we can look for how much similarity between two documents. And if you take healthcare applications, so in healthcare applications we have websites like this. So we can type some symptom here, let us assume fever, automatically we'll get recommendation. This is healthcare application recommendation system for healthcare. Suppose if I type fever, then I will get recommendation of the doctor near to my area. Or maybe if we type fever and cough, we'll get recommendation of the doctor. Maybe we'll get percentage of disease possibility also will get immediately. So for this also we can go for recommendation engine or recommendation system. So these are the textbooks. So hands-on recommendation system with Python. So this is very interesting. I mean, a very interesting textbook, because there we can find even Python code also. And mathematics for machine learning. This textbook is very, very important because mathematics plays a vital role for machine learning, deep learning, and data science or artificial intelligence. You can go through this textbook for finding all the mathematical models and collaborative recommendation. So what we discussed in today's class, algorithm that is based on collaborative filtering. So you can find all the applications in this textbook. Of course, they are not explaining intuitions like what I explained, just they are given direct formulas, but we have to understand what is exactly happening. That's why I given intuitions of that probabilistic model, all those things. And this is one more textbook, recommender system and machine learning and artificial intelligence. Here also you can find all the types of recommendation systems, including matrix factorization and how we are going to apply for real life applications. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. So please unmute, you can ask me or we can discuss, because faculty also there. So now everyone looking for machine learning, data science, artificial intelligence, deep learning. So maybe this trend will continue in future, maybe 10 years, more than 10 years also. Obviously, we should know all these mathematical models and what is happening, and we have to understand, because directly by hearting formula and applying to the data set, no use. We should know what is exactly happening in the background. That's why we should know intuition of the model, and based on that, we have to apply to the data set. And also we should know evaluation measures also. So that's why I gave one simple evaluation measure. You can find so many evaluation measures, even precision, recall, like that we have so many. So any queries or any other discussions, please welcome.
Students and faculty, they may discuss, you can discuss your doubts and you can get information from that.
Because you can find this topic very rarely. You can see any webinar, any FDP is difficult to find this topic. So this is now current research is going on this recommendation system. Even you can try for research on this topic, because all the e-commerce websites and streaming services looking for more better recommendation system. If you made any new recommendation system, we can explain to them also, because there is a huge demand for this recommendation system. So still there are a lot of drawbacks also there. That's why still research is going on. But there are so many advantages also there because of this recommendation system that we already discussed.
So I have one question.
Yeah, tell
Sir,
me, sir.
Yeah.
can I ask, sir?
Tell me, madam. Tell me, madam.
So myself, Dr. Surya from this department. Like now for our students, like as you said,
Yes,
there are so many problems still. Yeah, I know. Like in every domain, there are so many open problems are there on which the students can work. Can you
Yes.
give some guidelines to our students, because now they are from third year now at present? So
Yes.
obviously next year they have to do mini project as well as the major project. Can you
Yes,
give
ma'am.
some research directions or related to the projects, related to
Yeah,
whatever the topic you have presented in this recommender system, so that they will take your opinions and suggestions, and the students, those who are interested, they can take some projects on that.
yeah. So actually, when I started my presentation, I gave applications of machine learning. So what in general students has to do. So just you can go through applications of machine learning. Let us assume maybe medical applications or recommendation system or speech recognition. We have so many applications. In that application, try to identify which application you are more interested in. Maybe I'm interested in medical domain, or maybe some students are interested in let us assume recommendation system. Some are interested in speech recognition. So that is the first step. We have to identify which domain, or maybe traffic prediction, maybe how much traffic prediction by using some of the regression analysis concept like that. After that, we can do some literature survey. For example, if you take recommendation system, try to search in the Google recent articles or research papers on recommendation system. You can find number of papers, but recommendation system are very less number of papers. But if you take other applications like plagiarism checker, or maybe speak recognition, or maybe other applications, if you search, you can find so many papers. Once if you go through that papers, you will get idea what they are doing in that paper, and based on that what I can extend. So obviously without literature survey you can't find. So obviously we have to do some literature survey, and obviously your guide will suggest how to search all those things. Even if you are not able to download the papers, you can go for SCI Hub, SCI HUB. There we can download any paper, and you can go through that paper. You will get idea. Based on that you can extend that paper, or try to implement same paper also fine, because BE project most of the students will do same paper implementation. Or if you are looking for some extension, you can go for enhancement also, and based on that you can apply your new method or maybe updated method to the respective data set, and try to get results and compare with different methods also. But we have to look for which application you are interested in. That is very important. So obviously we have to do a lot of literature, because the concepts are very less, so difficult to find complete information also. So that's why we have to do, you have to type different keywords, different combinations you have to search in Google. Based on that we can find a lot of information. Once if you collect information, then you can decide which area you are interested in. Based on that you can go ahead. Even previously I don't know recommendation system, so one of the college requested to for that is that fashion technology, how we are recommending fashion items to the customer, they requested. So then I searched something, then based on that I learned. Now I am able to understand completely. Obviously we have to do literature.
Okay, sir. I have one question.
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Sir, for those who are doing
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
yes, ma'am. For those who are doing PhD, so what
Yes, ma'am.
kinds of topics can be chosen from these machine learning techniques, sir?
So that's why I said the same thing. Applications we have to go through, and we have to look for what research is going on so far, and based on that what enhancement we can do, that we can find. So that's why literature we have to go for that, sir. But
What
recently recommendation, all those things, research is very lesser in India. I found so many papers, but very few papers from Indian authors. Obviously we can go this topic also. Even foreigners also very less research on this recommender system. That's why these Amazon websites and streaming services like Amazon Prime, YouTube, they are looking for still better recommendation.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Any questions from students, from student participants?
So obviously we are all learners, because this machine learning data science is recent topic. So we have to learn, there is no option, and based on that we can enhance our knowledge and we can share to others also.
Any questions from faculty participants? No questions from participants? Thank you, sir. I think there are no questions from participants.
Yeah, fine, thanks.
Sir, now.
Thank you, sir. Once again, thank you for opportunity. So actually I'm not feeling good, but I committed, that's why I able to take some
Thank you very much, sir, for your
Yeah, welcome.
excellent presentation on machine learning techniques using a good number of examples. I would like to give vote of thanks, sir.
Yes. Thank
Good
you, sir.
evening,
Thank you,
one
sir.
and all.
Srihari sir, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
madam. Tell me, madam.
Okay. A very good
Yeah,
afternoon to all the present here. I'm Jinsi Denny from CSE department, and I'm here to present the vote of thanks for today's webinar. So I would like to thank you, our webinar speaker, Dr. J. Somashekhar, who is the HOD of CSE at Gopalan College of Engineering and Technology, Bangalore, for sharing and enlightening us with his knowledge. So today's webinar was full of knowledge and interesting things. It gave deep insight into the artificial intelligence in online movie or product recommendation engine and research direction, and also it revealed some interesting facts. So the point where Dr. J. Somashekhar sir told us about the current technology about AI was really informative. I'm pretty sure the precious knowledge that Sir gave us will definitely help us in our studies and future. So once again, I would like to thank you, Dr. J. Somashekhar Sir, for taking out time from his busy schedule and enlightening us with his knowledge. Thank you so much, Sir. And I would like to
Welcome.
thank you, our Chairman, Sir, C.H. Venugopal Reddy, Sir, Principal Dr. J.P. Singh, Sir, Dean Admin Dr. Sanjay Suman, Sir, and CSE Department Admin Mr. Suyash Agarwal, Academic In Charge, Mrs. Shilpa Sudhindran for giving the permission to organize this webinar session and inviting Sir to conduct it. I want to thank the organizing committee who really worked hard to make this event very successful. Also, thank you to all the faculties and students present here for paying your attention and learning. I would end my words here. Once again, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving your valuable time with us. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Can I leave, sir?
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir. You can leave, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Participants, you will be shared the feedback link. So once you fill that feedback form, you will be getting the certificate to the email ID mentioned in the feedback form. Okay, so I'll be sharing it in the groups. So you can fill that form and you can get the certificates. Thank you, one and all. Thanks for your participation.